Welcome again, my friends. We're still in the setup part and we have new objectives. We're really taking this seriously and I want to build something for production and not only development. So we have few objectives that we need to do. The first one is to create a custom logger. So instead of using the normal console log, we're going to create another logger, custom logger, which simply does the same thing, console log something in the like the console, but do it in a different way. And then also we're going to handle the in-code exception errors and in-handled rejection errors, which like might take the server and close it in like you could say an ingressful way, which is not right. We actually, when there is some, like the processor closing, there is some type of this errors, we need to close this server, gracefully, and we close the server right, and then like we cut the connections, for example, from the database. We gotta do things the right way, and this is very important. And then also when we have a sig term, which is like for closing a server, like a service in your terminal or something, that's something like a signal that is used in Linux operating systems, which is, where we're going to host our server. It's going to be in a Linux environment. So when you want to close the server gracefully, you send a sig term signal. I'm going to talk about that later. And you need to also close the server the right way. And then we're going to handle HTTP errors. HTTP errors, let's say, for example, you send in a request to a certain route, you get a response. There is an error. So how to handle that? How to show that the right way, okay? You want to show like the type of error we have, what status we have. So we have to do things right to make it easier for us while developing. And it may seem a lot, but if you want to do something like production ready, you want to build something special, you gotta keep going with me as long as it takes us. I'm trying to teach you something that's not being taught in any other courses, and you will realize that when you finish this course. So let's start. First of all, in this video, let's start with our custom logger. So if I go back to the console, you could say this is right here. We have server is listening at 8,000, boring, nothing special. But what we can do is have it this own way. So our console log is going to be separated to the left side and the right side. So the left side describe what type of console log we have. For example, we have this is an info. As you could see, this is an info for you. Okay, we're listening now to port 5000. Now we actually connect it to Mongodb, for example. And then when we have an error, we could do the same. We're just gonna go to the left side and it's gonna be then error, and then the right side the error. Of course, this is not an error message, but just for testing and just to show you what's going on. So the logger is actually beautiful, and whenever we want to console log something in the console, we can define the left side and the right side simply, and it's like nicer to the eyes and exactly what's going on. So it helps with the experience. So what we need to do first of all is go open a new terminal and then go yarn add and then winston, which is the tool that we will use. You can read more about it. Let me click on the link. So it's a nice tool. You could say a logger for just about everything, which is very nice. They have their own like setup right here. You could use it, just copy it and paste it. You can search in the internet for something nice for you to use. So I have my own and I'm gonna add it for you. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to my config folder and I'm gonna create a new file. It's called this logger.js. And I'm gonna paste this code that you're gonna have in the source code. Okay, this code simply what it does, it formats our console log to have it into separate entities, you could say. So the left side is going to be for the level, which is like, for example, info or error, and the right one is going to be for message. And that is really what we are doing. So yeah, that's actually simply what it does. You can have this file for you, and simply you just decide whatever, for example, you call logger. So this will export it by default. So if I want to show something like an info, I go logger.info and I add the message right here. If I want it to be an error, I go logger.error and then do that. So it is very nice. And let me show you, for example, I can go back right here and then I need to import the logger. So import logger from, and I need to go to configs and then logger.js. I don't know if we really have to do that. Sometimes it forces it, yeah. So that we have it right there, because we like my idea of naming stuff, like if I'm on the config, I go logger.config.js, okay, config. So like if I'm in services, I'd go, for example, user.service.js. This is like my way of doing things. So maybe I should keep doing it even right here. So let me go, so like that. Okay, so if I want to use this logger now, instead of console log, I'm just gonna go right here. It's gonna be logger dot, and this is gonna be an info. Okay, so dot info, and it's gonna say server is running or is listening at the port that we have. So now if I open my console again, you could see it's an info right now, and it says server is listening at 8,000. If I want it to be an error, I can just change it to error and save, and now it's going to be error, server is listening at 8,000. So I feel like this is, you know, a better way to console log your informations or your errors, and we've done a good job right here. So I'm going to push right now. Always do that. So actually, let me make a new commit. So I'm just going to go right here, and I'm going to call this custom logger. You can do this also from here, and which files we actually changed. So we added this file, so we need to add it because we've changed it. And then also the changes, it's happened to the package.json as we installed a new package. And then also I'm gonna push the new listen objectives and the yarn. So yeah, this is simply exactly everything. Okay, so sometimes you don't want to push all the files, but if you want to, you can select all of them, and then you're going to click commit right here. So now we actually made a new commit under the name custom logger, so without doing it manually. Now all I need to do is go back right here and do git push, and simply is gonna push. So let's wait a little bit. Okay, and it's keep pushing, and you will find it in your repository. I hate to go every time and do that, but just to show you that it works also this way. This is the last time I'm gonna do that, but now it's done. So you can see commits custom logger. You can click on it and you will see all the changes right here. Okay, it's been done, and see you in the next video.